Alright, so Spider-Man is going to be in Magic really soon, and today in this video I'm going to rank every single new legendary Spider-Man, woman, animal and symbiote from the latest Magic the Gathering Spider-Man set. Now, despite what they say, this is obviously a Commander set, so I'm going to rank them based on how good I think they are in Commander. First up is Arachne, Psionic Weaver, and she is a tax piece, but what you tax is going to be a surprise because it depends on what's in your opponent's hand, and you also cannot choose creature type. Now this is going to affect all players including yourself, so I think you only play this in creature based decks. But overall, as a tax piece, it doesn't really impress me. Maybe it can do some work in CEDH, let me know. But for now, I'm going to put it in D tier. Arana, Heart of the Spider, puts +1 counters on an attacking creature and rewards you for hitting your opponents with modified creatures. I think it's a decent Voltron commander or support card, but an even better build around for going wide with modified creatures in order to get more combat damage triggers. A solid A tier for me. I think this is a really fun commander. Cosmic Spider-Man is a 5-color legend and it has 5 keywords and also gives the 5 keywords to your spiders. I mean, it's probably the most straightforward spider build around unless you want to change your creature types or you're just playing with changelings. I personally find him kind of boring, but I do like 5-color commanders, so I'm just gonna put him in B tier. Ghost Spider, Gwen Stacy cares about attacking and attacking with many creatures in order to deal direct damage. At 5 mana, I think she's quite expensive, but a decent finisher for go-wide decks. C tier. Gwenom, Remorseless, is a symbiote and a spider. It's another 5 mana 4/4, this time with Death Touch and Lifelink. Once again, she cares about attacking and rewards you by letting you play cards from the top of your library by paying life instead of mana. I mean, I think this is a really strong ability. It can even end games if you have enough life to go through your entire deck. Almost S tier, but I think I'm gonna put her at A tier. Next up, Ghost Spider. This is a different one. Transforms from Gwen Stacy, also a different one. And in case you don't know, with these new double-sided modal cards, you can actually cast either side. So Gwen Stacy is a built-in engine by herself. She gives you an impulse draw and then transforming into a hero that rewards you for playing cards from exile. I think doubling counters will go really hard in this value deck. And Flying Vigilance and Haste is a ridiculous combination of keywords. So overall, just a set of really strong abilities that synergize well together. A good A tier hero. Iron Spider Stark Upgrade looks so cool. It looks like a decent supporting card for artifact creature decks, even vehicle decks and +1 counter decks. But being colorless really restricts it as a commander. But it's still gonna be a great support piece, and overall I'm just gonna put it in B tier. Next up we have Ultimate Spider-Man, aka Miles Morales. So he's a 6 mana Naya hero, but he has haste, so that kind of makes up for the mana cost. And a crazy attack trigger that doubles the number of each kind of counter on each spider and legendary creature you control. He can also camouflage himself, puts a +1 counter, and he gets hexproof and colorless for the turn. He's gonna be great if you have a lot of different kinds of counters and if you have mostly just spiders and legendary creatures in your deck. And overall, I'm gonna put him as an A tier hero. Then we have Amazing Spider-Man. This is Peter Parker. He makes a spider on entering and can cheat in colored legendary spells by returning a tapped creature to hand and paying a green, white and blue. I mean, this is just a ridiculously strong ability. He's gonna cheat in big stuff. I think he's gonna do some super interesting and really powerful things. So he's gonna be the first S tier Spider-Man. Next we have Scarlet Spider, Ben Reilly. He has trample, he can get big. He also has Sensational Save, and that evokes some epic scenes of, Spider-Man saving people at the last minute. But otherwise, nothing super interesting, D tier. And then another Scarlet Spider, it's Kane. Another single-use ability that, maybe goes into Graveyard, Reanimator, or some kind of discard deck. Another D tier. Now, Sensational Spider-Man cares about stun counters, doubling counters and doubling triggers to tap and stun opponents' creatures. Seems like it's gonna be an annoyingly aggressive strategy. Or, you know, you can just play big creatures that come in with stun counters and then start removing them to draw cards. I think it's a decently interesting B tier, almost A tier, maybe just a strong B tier hero. Silk, Web Weaver, makes human citizens and can pump up your board for offense and defense thanks to vigilance. It honestly just looks like a great support piece for decks that want to go wide, so I'm gonna give it a solid C tier. Then we have Spudder, piloted by Penny. Modifies a creature you control and is a payoff for hitting your opponents with modified creatures. I think it's yet another supporting card for modified decks, B tier again. Then we have Spectacular Spider-Man, swinging straight out of the comics. It's basically a 3 mana protect your board that can't be countered by Fierce Guardianship. I mean, it's also a great 2 mana 3/2 flash that can get flying. I personally love these protection effects and he will probably swing into a bunch of my decks. But I gotta be fair, I think he's at best a B tier card. Then we have Spider Bite Web Warden. He does a web slinging impression and nothing else, D tier. Spider Girl Legacy Hero can fly and make a human token, but it's another D tier. Spider Gwen Free Spirit has reach and an actual repeatable ability to discard and draw a card. Not too bad, definitely a supporting card for decks that can tap creatures, so I think C tier. Spider Ham Peter Porker is a boar hero. It makes a food and pumps what I can only assume are all the creature types that you can find in New York. Doesn't do much else, so I think it's another C tier hero. Spider-Man 2099 is from the future and can only be cast on future turns. I actually think his ability is quite out of this world, or maybe out of your hand, and I like that it does damage to any target, so I'm gonna put him at B tier. We have another Spider-Man 2099 and it's Miguel O'Hara. It's basically a bounce spell and pseudo coastal piracy wrapped up in a spider suit. This one wants you to hit multiple players instead of hitting with multiple creatures. It's another kind of expensive 5 mana legend and I think it's just an okay B tier. Spider-Man Brooklyn Visionary web slings into your deck to ramp. Just a supporting card and quite an expensive one in terms of mana, D tier. Spider-Man India grows your creatures and makes them fly. Please let me know how that relates to India, C tier for me. Then we have Spider-Man Miles Morales again. Now he's a big 6 mana 5/5 with Vigilance and Trample and is a pretty sweet finisher, makes your board bigger, gives them Trample. I think another solid B tier hero. Then Spider-Man Noir, he's supposed to have his own movie soon and I think it's just a Voltron support card or commander with a Surveil and a +1 counter sub-team. Seems like a mildly interesting C tier hero. Then Spider-Man Peter Parker, he can fly and this is a life gain payoff card for maybe a Voltron deck. I mean, it's not the best payoff ever, but I think it can definitely be annoying to play against, especially if you have some instant speed ways to like gain life increments of 1. But honestly, just another B tier hero. Then Spider-Man Web Slinger. I mean, surely all Spider-Man are web slingers, right? This is just a filler card, D tier. Next up, Spider-Punk is an aggressive 2 mana with Riot and gives your other spiders Riot. I think this is really flavorful and it has 4 good lines of text to counter things like annoying blue decks and you know the 3 1 rings that I'm sure you'll see at every table. Just about makes A tier for me. And then we have a dinosaur. It's Spider Rex Daring Dino. Basically the spider version of the one and only Colossal Dreadmaw. I mean, just look at it. It's crazy how strong its webs must be. And because of that and nothing else, I'm gonna put it at C tier. Then we have Spider's Man Heroic Horde. This is not a typo. It's basically Peter Parker consumed by a horde of spiders. Yes, I just googled that. I mean, it's a good 2 mana 2/3 in the early game and in the late game becomes a 6 mana, gain 3 life and make 3 bodies in the late game. This is a limited bomb, but definitely D tier in Commander. Then we have Spider UK, not Spider-Man UK, it's just Spider UK. This is a card draw and life gain payoff for having multiple creatures enter. I think this is actually a great supporting ability and I don't know, maybe a commentary on UK immigration policy. Let me know. I'm gonna put it at B tier. Spider-Woman Stunning Savior is a stunningly efficient stacks piece that also flies for some reason. Good card, solid B tier. Spinneret and Spiderling are two characters that you get for the low cost of 1 mana. It's a great payoff for attacking with multiple spiders, and it becomes a draw engine if you can ever get it to 4 power. Now I think if spiders were primarily in red, this would just be an S tier commander, that's how good it is. But for now though, I think it's good enough for A tier in the right decks. Sun Spider Nimble Webber can also fly and is a tutor for 4 mana. You also have to be in Azorius though, so I think C tier is fair. And Superior Spider-Man has to be good, right? I mean, it's superior. Unfortunately, I don't think so. It's probably fine in graveyard decks, but it will always be a 4/4 creature and you need to exile the card you're copying. I think it's C tier, not so superior Spider-Man. But then we have Symbiote Spider-Man. I think this one is really cool. Definitely superior to Superior Spider-Man in my opinion. It has superior card draw and graveyard fill, and it gives these superior abilities to another creature. This is an A tier hero for me. And that is all the legendary spider creatures we have from this set. But of course, even though there are like so many Spider-Man in this set, there are other creatures as well. There are symbiotes, there are villains, and there are just normal people hanging out in the set. So let me know if you want me to rank those creatures as well. Otherwise, let me know your thoughts, your rankings in the comments down below, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.